So I'm really kind of curious about this blind date. We set up, Sarah and Andy on Friday, and they're both they both kind of have strong personalities. Let's say that.
That's for sure, yeah.
She's really sweet, but like no nonsense. And, she's got her life together. She's it. She's in the jewelry biz. Andy's kind of the same way. He's a personal trainer, always in the friend zone, he said. Everybody, wants to set him up, but they don't want him for themselves.
It's like, oh, I'm good enough, but not good enough for you?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So they're both very disciplined in their life, which is why I thought this could, kind of be good. Isn't that what she said, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of agree that they're very routine, that they have their discipline, and it's a good word to describe them. We'll just see if that's a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to them dating each other.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. All right, let's bring her on. Sarah's back. Hey, Sarah. Welcome back.
Hi. Hi, Chris.
Hey, so how did things go with Andy?
I'm still trying to figure it out. He's a little cocky, a little macho. So insisted on planning the date, so I let him. And it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst ever. And I did have a good time for some of it.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Should we hear the good first or the bad, Adam? What should we do?
Well, let's stay positive and just hear the good first, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, like I said, we had talked before going out, and he's very confident, which I like. And he said he was going to take care of planning the entire date and swore I wouldn't be disappointed.
Okay, so, and you were?
A little bit, but it's only because I was having a good time, and then it came to a screeching halt.
What happened? What'd you do?
Well, he took me to a beautiful restaurant with a huge wine cellar that you could tour, so he was definitely getting points for that.
Oh, that sounds
really
nice.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And we were talking a lot, which was such a relief, because I can't tell you how many dates I've been on where, the guy seems cool and then has nothing to say. So this was great. This was a refreshing change. We both like to ski. We both just have, a life plan. So great, so happy about all of that.
So great. I love it. So could you tell, was he into you?
Yeah, he was into me. Then as we were getting towards the end of dinner, he starts to almost rush me a little bit. And I was wondering why. Well, he had gotten tickets for a show, like a comedy show, a stand-up show.
Well, what's wrong with that? That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Well, I mean, not for a first date. We were getting along really well, getting to know each other, and then we got to the show, and it just stopped. I mean, totally stopped. Like, no conversation, because you can't talk at those shows. So I thought it was a little, poor planning on his part. I would have liked to go, somewhere for a drink and continue where, we'd started. I don't know. I'm hearing myself right now. Is that wrong? Is this wrong of me?
I do see where you're coming from, but it's the thought that counts, right? I mean, I think he was trying to impress.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like he should have just thought that out more. I mean, he did swear to me that I wouldn't be disappointed.
Oh, wait, though. But you weren't completely disappointed, though, right?
No, not at all. I mean, like I said, the first half of the date was great.
Okay. And what about the end of the date?
He walked me to my Uber. He gave me a kiss on the cheek, and I left. I went home.
Okay, so that was it. All right.
Yeah, that was it.
All right, well, you hold on. We're going to go find out, how the night was from his side of things, and then we'll be back to see if there's going to be a second date, okay?
I think he's going to want a second date. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, good. All right, well, hang on. We'll be back, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Is she being too critical?
Well, I think that I'm just going to try to dissect it and saying that the only reason she was disappointed in the show is because she was having such a good time and she wanted to kind of keep the conversation rolling. So that's not a bad thing.
That's a good sign. And
that's a really good sign, actually. She just wanted more. She wanted more Andy.
It's true.
Is what
She
wanted.
wanted more one-on-one time, which you
Yeah.
can't blame her for that.
So success.
And it's weird because it's like, no. He's going to want a second date with me. And I wish we
pretty
did
sure.
more. But I don't know why she's like, I think maybe because she's used to having the control and she let him have it, which she did give up the reins. She's like, okay, you got it. Just plan it. But maybe she was like, well, it wasn't 100% what I want. So it's like, he had a little bit of a foul, but I'll let it slide.
She probably had kind of an idea in her head
for sure.
of what it was going to be, which most people
Yeah.
do, right?
But she liked the
And
restaurant.
then when it didn't happen,
Yeah.
it's, I guess, a little disappointing.
But is it bad for her kind of wanting more? Like, you know what I mean? She got a little bit of Andy. Now she wants more, and they have something else to talk about if they want to continue the conversation. It's not a bad thing if we spin it that way for
Yeah,
her.
maybe it is a good thing. Maybe now this leads to, I definitely want to go out again.
Yeah, the want, and like you're eager to get that second
Yeah.
date. So I'm not calling this an upset.
Oh, no.
This sounds good.
I think this is a good one. All right, so we'll get him on in a few minutes and hear what he has to say. So we were finding out what happened on the blind date that we set up on Friday. Sarah and Andy went out. She was just saying, she was just on saying that it was good for the most part.
For the most part, she said that, the beginning was good, but the rest was, not how she planned.
Well, that was only because she liked him and she wanted to keep talking to him instead of, sitting in a show where they couldn't talk.
Yeah, but, she could say that for the second date. I mean, it's like fine. Right?
All right, well, let's bring him on. I want to hear what he has to say because she was pretty convinced that he is going to want to go on a second date.
True.
So maybe she wasn't telling us everything. I don't know. Let's bring him on. Hey, Andy.
Hey.
So how was the date? We've been dying to talk to you.
Real quick, how old is Sarah?
How old is she? She's 32. Why?
Oh, okay. She looked a lot older. I don't mean to be rude. I was not used to going out with women who look so much older.
Okay.
Yeah, she was interesting to talk to. I mean, I'll give her that. But I took her to a good place for dinner. We got tickets to the comedy show. I mean, it was a good first date. Honestly, I wish I had your credit card for all of my first dates.
Yeah, it makes it easy, right?
Me too, Andy. Me too.
Just keep swiping away.
So were you getting any love vibes from her?
Yeah, sure. She was definitely having a good time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a good time too. She's easy to talk to. The dinner, the show, she had an Uber waiting for her. So I gave her a kiss and then I sent her home.
Okay, you guys basically said the same thing. All right, well, sounds good. I'm going to put you on hold. And then when you come back, you got to have an answer ready about whether or not you want to go out with her again. Okay?
All right, I'll be here.
All right, hold on. Wait, what did he say? I'm not used to going out with girls that are so old looking.
And how
She's
old is she?
32.
Is she lying about her age, you think?
No.
We've had
I don't
liars
know.
come on blind date.
She doesn't sound all that old to me.
Well, you could have, I think, a younger sounding voice at times. Some
But
people
wait,
can
I
have
saw-
older sounding.
Wait. I've seen a picture of her. She didn't look old.
Oh, so
I remember I thought she was beautiful.
well then, what the heck is he
his
talking
deal?
about? Does she maybe put on too much makeup and that ages her? Because she said that she's always prepared.
Or he's just a jerk. How about that?
I'm not-
And then she looks real old.
I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to figure out what would give off that impression off things that she said. Because
Well, remember he's younger.
well,
So
by
maybe
3
he's
years.
used to, but let's say he's used to going out with
Oh, that's true.
23-year-olds. Then I guess
Or
a 32-year-old would look a little older. But
Yeah.
my God, I thought she was beautiful.
I guess. Do you think that's it? All I have to say is that this was the shortest recap of his side of the
He's
story
like, all
ever.
right.
That was a minute long. It was there was an Uber, there was a show, there was dinner. She was easy to talk to. It was good.
No, it makes me think that he's not that into her. You know what I mean?
Well, he didn't say that. He just commented on it. Maybe he's got to get used to dating a more mature woman. Maybe he's gonna like her.
I think that she would have been able to tell if he was not into her, and she was getting vibes that he was into her.
But if I don't like you, why would I go out of my way to kiss you on the cheek unless you're a gentleman?
So he must be okay. He just must be to the point, this is what we did, and that was it. Right?
Do you think from this date he's gonna want to go younger? Do you think he's not ready for a mature woman?
I have to say that does worry me a little.
And she's not even that mature. She's 3 years older. I don't even know why I'm using that term, but I guess she's just
first thing he says is, God, how old is she?
That's not good now that I think about it.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Oh,
I don't know. What do you think? Do we have any hope here for a second date?
Oh, boy.
609-243-WPST, 800-248-9778. Although she was on the date and she seemed pretty confident that he would want to go out again.
She was going to land that second date, yeah.
So I don't know. You can also text 44928. Tell me what you think. So we are hearing all about the blind date. And I know what you're thinking, but I don't think it was all that bad. I think they were having a really good time until they went to the comedy show. And then I think it kind of just, the talking, the great conversation came to a halt because obviously you can't talk in the show. The one thing that does worry me, though, is that comment about her age. But he is younger. And if he's used to dating girls younger than him, then maybe even 32 seemed older to him.
Even a year
maybe
younger,
that's not a big
yeah.
deal. I mean, if you have fun, you have fun, right? I mean, that person texted in, age is just a number. I don't know. Let's go to the phones because Diane is on the line. Hey, Diane, good morning.
Hi, good morning. They seem like two attractive people who keep themselves in good condition, and they have a personality that I think might clash. I think they're both going to go on a second date, but I do see them fighting for the mirror.
You might be right. You might be right on that one.
Yeah, right? I mean, but I think they're going to say yes because it turned out to be nice. He didn't complain about the comedy club. She did. So they may have different kinds of tastes. I would love a comedy club. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you just go maybe get some coffee or something and then talk again. But she went in her Uber and she went on her way. But
yeah, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why after the comedy club she didn't. If she was craving more Andy time, I'm not sure why she just left. Maybe it was really late. I don't know what the deal was. She didn't really say, but yeah, maybe I would have been like, hey, let's keep this going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't know. Read me some text, Adam.
All right, well, if someone wrote, oh, no, he brought her to a comedy club?
What's wrong with a comedy club?
Well, it continues. It says, I feel like most girls would be so impressed with that. Great planning. It was a great idea. She's being ridiculous to be upset about it.
So kind of mocking her.
So they're being sarcastic in their text. Someone says she needs to say no. He may do a second date, but not for long term because she's older, Lisa.
So maybe he just won't be able to get used to that?
Yeah. Someone's saying bad match. They're both jerks. Crash and burn on both ends from Diane on text.
Come on.
He's definitely not interested in her. And then here's someone else. It says, no, Chris, you're all right. He's the jerk. I knew he sounded like a jerk on Friday, and now it's just proving it. And that's from another Lisa on text.
Oh, God. She even said, yuck.
And then someone says, do you think that she sent her older sister on the date for her? Maybe after she heard what he sounded like.
Did they completely dupe me? I have no idea.
But on the reverse, it says she's an ungrateful little snot. No one will ever be able to please her. I like how they called her a snot. They called her a booger, basically. And someone said, on my first date with my now husband, we went to dinner and then a comedy show and ended up marrying him.
Oh, see?
Comedy shows provide lots of talk after.
Well, he may have been smart in planning. I mean, we're talking blind date here. So maybe he thought,
That sounds
all right,
fantastic. That sounds like a good weekend for me. I would be happy with dinner and a comedy show.
I
Are you
would be
kidding
happy
me?
with that too. But maybe he was thinking, God, if it's not going well, at least we don't have to sit there and stare at each other in awkward silence. I get that for a first date.
But I've been to a comedy show, and there's downtimes between the comedians, so they can kind of squeeze in a little conversation. And Diane, who called us, is right. They can still continue afterwards. I mean, stay out till 2 a.m.
Right.
Stay out till 3 a.m. Go to a 24-hour coffee shop
also,
or something.
A comedy show isn't like a club where you really are screaming to talk to each other. It's just.
But I get it. It's like going to a movie, I guess. Your focus at some points have to be on,
All right, well, I feel like this could go either way. I don't know where this is going.
I feel like...
It wasn't the best, but also wasn't the worst. I don't know, maybe they just need another chance. Let's bring them on. Andy and Sarah, are you guys there? Can you guys both hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, so it was a good date. What's it going to be? Are you guys going to see where this could go with a second date?
I'll go first. I'll go out with Andy again. I'd like to get him, I'd like to get to know him more, and maybe we can just go someplace where we can talk.
Andy?
Well, I don't think so. I'm sorry. I just didn't think there was much of a spark.
Oh, really? Well, okay. I didn't think it was that bad, but okay.
I mean, it wasn't, but there just needs to be some type of attraction, and it just wasn't there. I'm just being honest. That's what you like, right? Honestly.
No attraction? Jeez.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Are we done? All right.
Yeah.
This is awkward. Let's
Okay.
just let them go. Put them on hold for a second.
You got it.
Okay, so clearly
Wow.
he wasn't liking how she looks, which is so disappointing. Like, come on.
I mean, I get it. It's a blind date. You're meeting someone for the first time, so you can't not be honest like that. But do you think he just should have just lied to us?
Seriously.
And just kind of like
Maybe
that's-
honesty isn't the best. Like, oh, I'm not attracted to you. And then he was talking about her age
Nah.
and how she. All right, we're
Yeah,
not
let's
going
just-
there. All right, this one's a bad one. Sorry.